Hello everyone. So I know it's been a really long time since my last video, and one of the reasons for that is that my computer isn't that great anymore. It's in serious need of an upgrade. However, I finally got the ability to record what was happening on my Switch, and that's where I've been spending a lot of my time recently, including over 450 hours here on Animal Crossing New Horizons. And so I wanted to go ahead and show you a little bit of what's been going on, at least in my house. An entire tour of my island is going to be later on, but I wanted to start here by at least testing out what it looks like to show off my house. And so you can see here I've got a Japanese theme going on, and this Japanese theme actually, or just exotic Asian, anything that falls into that general category, kind of is the focus for most of my island. Aesthetically, I just really like the look of it. So you'll see that I have the paper lanterns, we've got bamboo everything, we've got the bamboo speakers. I always loved having the little welcome plaques above the door there. A great way to earn points is to have anything from the Happy Home Association, those little awards you win. Nice little decorations like, the nice little traditional cup of tea. Some of my favorite things, though, are really these tiny little bonsai trees. I absolutely love bonsai in real life or in this, so it's great. And then you always gotta love the really, really creepy, unnecessarily creepy clay statue there. Hanging wall scroll, all these little things come together. And when you're designing a room, one of the ways to get a lot of points is to have, I think it's 20 items or more on the walls. And you'll see that each one of my rooms, I have way more than 20. I pretty much cram my rooms full of as much stuff as I possibly can, because if each room has as many different items as it can, then chances are, especially if they're on theme or the same color, that they're going to earn me a lot of points just based on that. And so that's kind of what I go for. But I have so much, Japanese exotic stuff that I ended up creating a whole nother room for it, as well as my island. And so this is, kind of a deluxe bedroom sort of thing. But I always love the imperial lamp that we have up there in the corner on the left there. We got the imperial shelving on the right. These little matryoshkas, I love them. This hearth, even, it might seem a little bit out of place, but I don't know, it just seemed right to me that in this kind of upscale room that you might have like a personal way to do some like old school cooking. These paintings are both fake paintings, so might as well throw them up for a bunch of points here. But even small things like the way that the walling, the wall and the floor kind of interact with each other, it gives this whole room just a general color vibe that I think really matches this kind of red or wood theme that we're going here. And if I were really trying to milk this room for points, I would have put this in the place in your house. This is the green corner of the house, so if you're doing feng shui and trying to get the most points, if this corner is green, you get the most points. But I have it as red because I didn't pay attention when I designed it, and I didn't want to move all of the stuff in here. But you notice that I have a bunch of red stuff, as much red stuff as possible. And I'm not even sure this kimono in the foreground is pink. A very expensive item that I'm proud of, and it might count as red as well. But the more things that you can cram in one room that are the same color, especially if it's in, if it's in the part of your house that is that color feng shui, and then also each room individually, each corner of it has its own feng shui corner. So the right side of the room is also the green side of the room. So that's something to keep in mind. Anyway, so the first room that you unlock is the room at the top here, and when I first unlocked it, I didn't have anything other than the wood block set, which when I first started playing Animal Crossing on the GameCube, the first one, the only way that I could get a theme, coherent furniture that was all like the same kind of stuff, was the kitty theme, which is, this wood block theme here. And so that woodblock furniture was, interestingly enough, my first big way that I started earning points in this room as well. And so I kept that theme going throughout the whole game. And I decided to go with the colorful theme because I really just like how it looks. I think that the other ones are a little bit too pale or just don't really match up. Also, I think that the boombox is kind of Rasta colored, so that's funny too. But, just having the wood block everything. Every time I get a new wood block thing, like I just unlocked that, or got the DIY for the wood block clock yesterday, actually, so that was a nice addition. But, as many things that can fit into a kid's bedroom I kind of went with. So we've got kids' toys, we've got this little board game, which I always love having a little board game, especially because you can actually roll the dice. And then on the wall we've got all kinds of posters and maps and multiplication tables and the ABCs and the periodic table, the elements. And then a great way to earn points is to have pictures of your villagers that have given them to you. So I started with, on the left there, you can see Genji and Flo. Those are my first two people on my island. And then I just recently got Ken and Margie's photos there. And I'm working my way up to try to get everyone's photos, all the people who I have currently. And even if it might seem like a little bit much, having, like a bunch of mobiles, as long as they're all different named items, each one of them counts as its own set of points. So like, for example, I have 3 different ones of those pennants, so each one of those is not giving me individual points, but they still look cool, so I keep 3 different ones up there. But if I have a new item, I'll put it there. And this little train set, I have a different one for each season, so that can be a nice way to update your house and kind of give you something to look forward to as the seasons change. So pretty soon this is going to become a winter one, and I'm excited about that. I struggled with what to do in my left room here for a long time. I had it as a kitchen for a while, but I just thought that was really uninspired. And so I finally decided to go with an underwater theme because of how much time I spent hunting down all of the mermaid stuff from Pascal. And so I have a whole mermaid section of my island outside, but I decided to make one inside as well and keep it with the underwater themed. So you see I have as many, extra mermaid things as I could craft and keep in here. So we've got, the mermaid bed and the mermaid sofa. We've got small other details like the shell fountain or the shell speaker. Those are really nice when you customize them and you put that pearl effect on it. It makes it really opalescent, so it's all shiny and iridescent. The fact that it can get that beautiful shininess to it really works well with both the underwater theme that I'm going with and with the mermaid theme that I have going here. And then I love that the wallpaper actually moves. This is one of the special wallpapers that you can get from Sahara, I think. And then we've got, the shell rugs, so that's a great way to earn some more points there. A couple of surfboards. I love the boating flags. I think that they're some of the items that kind of unite this with the rest of my house and island because, they're all Japanese boating flags. We've got this Japanese themed artwork with the squid there. And then I really like the models you can see in the background of the butterfly fish. So that I love just any model in general. I like having around. It's one of the reasons that I love these as well, the blue marlin and the bass there that are on the wall. Not only does it look like something in real life, but I love just the model aspect of it. You get to see some of the wildlife in this game. And then I also love, we have this little fishing pole thing. I actually have a couple of these set up, one of them set up outside of my island as well. So this really gave me a chance to kind of have some stuff that's kind of like what you would see on a beach or an ocean, but also kind of combine it with the underwater theme. So this room was really fun to create, and I found that it was hard to fit everything into this one room because there's just so much stuff that could go in here. But spreading some of it out to the rest of my island and decorating my beach with some of the other stuff and I have a whole mermaid section of my island that you'll see later. That really gave me the chance to focus down on what I wanted to have in this room in specific. But there are a lot of things that I'm really proud of in this room, and I'm really happy with how it came together. Anyway, I've always been a musician. I've always been really into music in general. I not only do I listen to music constantly, but I love playing music. And so when I found that there was so many different types of musical instruments, I had to make a recording studio as well. And so, of course, I'm proud of how many different types of instruments I have. I've gotten literally every single one. The ocarina, which I can actually play in real life, so that one's fun too. But many of these are really, really expensive. But it gives me a chance to, express my musician side a little bit here. I really like the wallpaper because that was a special one that you can only get from Sahara, and then we have the brick flooring. It just kind of matched it. This rug really makes me think of Fullmetal Alchemist, but this is one of the few rooms where I don't have a ton of rugs because I wanted to kind of leave it open with that feeling of the brick everywhere, and I couldn't find many rugs that fit the theme very well. But having every single piano or instrument or anything you can, we've got a couple of mics there, we've got this awesome blackboard with the musical notes on it, the classic jukebox. I love the DJ turntables, and I love that they actually have records underneath there. And then, of course, over here in the corner, we've got a record box. On the walls, we've got just anything that's electronic. A bunch of KK Slider albums. Clocks always work well, the DJ headphones. And then in this corner, we almost got kind of a Southwest vibe going on here because we have the, two different tapestries, and then that's a little succulent growing in the plant, growing in the potted plant there. So, that really, these three items kind of makes this whole thing. When I look at that corner and then look at the rest of it, I don't know, it just gives it this kind of like Arizona Southwest feel, something about it. So you can see that every once in a while you'll have these tiny little accents that can change how you view the entire room. But this room really came together, and I'm really happy to see how it turned out, and more importantly, to see that it earns me a lot of points. Speaking of, let's go to the room in my house that earns me the most points. The Happy Home Association said I must care about it the most. And it's my antique room. So everything in here, as many things as possible, are on theme with antique. So it's really fancy and upscale and hoity-toity. We've got the antique wardrobe, the antique clock, table, chair, bed, small end table, vanity, phone. I think that's it. But as many of those antique things as possible there, so that you can really earn as many points just by having as many things that are in the same exact set. On top of that, they're all the same color. They're all the light brown, not the dark brown version. So the fact that they're all the same color also earns you more point. Oh yeah, even this console table. Which technically, I think that console table might be the wrong color now that I'm looking at it. But regardless, this is a really nice room to create. I love that I have this little chessboard here, which costs, an absurd amount of bells. This fake painting that I got as a gift from one of my islanders, which is interesting. That's a really famous painting too. I love this grand piano. This is a really nice effect, and then having the red piano bench to match the red carpet there, super fancy, really professional. And then you can play piano here while your friend sits next to you on this beautiful red velvet stool and plays the harp a little bit. So you can, create beautiful music, and then while you're creating music, your other friend can sit here next to the fireplace and enjoy, take off their coat and their scarf and relax a little bit in this beautiful antique room. And then, of course, having a bunch of trophies. Any of the Happy Home Association items, they do get you a lot of points, so having all 3 of those trophies there, and then having that trophy case, the golden trophy there. We've got I only ever worked my way up to the bronze. I didn't have it in me to get all the way up to the gold for both the bug off and the fishing tourney. But having those trophies there can earn a lot of points as well. So really, all in all, this room is trying to get as many points as possible, and it still keeps really on theme, and I'm really proud of how it turned out. And then especially when you throw in the fact that I'm looking super royal here as well, it kind of makes sense why this would earn me so much points. Anyway, I had a lot of fun building this island. I have a lot of fun with this game, and I've been a fan of the series for a really long time. I hope you liked my house, and if you have any suggestions, just let me know in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe and share this video, and thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I forgot. Huh.